Hey y'all. Hey y'all. Welcome to another edition of Unscripted Beautiful Life.
And we're back. Babe,
No singing today.
now I got something else for you.
What?
I got my hair cut. No more Woody Woodpecker. No more,
I
y'all.
can't stand you.
It's I'm back. I'm back. I feel rejuvenated.
Is that right?
Yeah, yeah.
All right. So tonight's topic is wait a minute. Tonight's topic is the power of I am. And what else did I say? Something about walking in do you walk
In
do
God's
you
purpose.
God's purpose, do you walk in the power that you have within you? I did a new thing. I did a new thing, y'all. Oh, wait a minute, hold on. Let me see.
There you go.
There we
There you
go.
go. Let me get out your way.
I dropped a new book, y'all. It's a new devotional called The Power of I Am. And it's about unlocking and embracing our inner power, right? And being able to embrace all that we have been created to be, and really just standing in the power of that, right? I'm always saying, like, okay, standing, you're beautiful, define you're beautiful, that type of thing. But so this is taking that to the next step in terms of you'll have daily affirmations. There's journaling reflection questions for each day, but then also during
Sorry.
after the like 7 days, you then have more reflection questions just to kind of set the tone for the upcoming week. So get your copy, unbreakablememories.com.
Could I ask you a question?
Yes.
Is that just for ladies or is that for guys too?
I mean, men beautiful too, right? I think it's
Yeah,
so.
Rick said it.
So I think it's geared more to from the woman's perspective, and like, okay, there's going to be a lot of "Hey, beautiful" da 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 in it, but I think the idea behind it, I think the men will be able to. If not, hey, you take this version and you do your own thing.
Wow. Hey, sounds like a plan, huh?
Vision for 2024, right?
Um,
No.
yes. I was gonna be silly. I was gonna be real silly. I'm like, it's gonna be hard for me to write a book when I can hardly read. But nah, I definitely I'm gonna tell y'all we have to read more. Um, we have to read more. There's a lot of information that I put in text that you can really be lost out here in the world if you
Mhm.
don't read. If you don't read, because they only gonna put stuff out here that they want us to see. Okay, you got to remember what entertainment is. Entertainment is a distraction to what's really going on in the world. They can't hide stuff in the textbooks. So read up
Yeah,
on
but
them
they trying to
texts.
take textbooks
And
away.
that's why we got to start
Yeah.
reading now because they're slowly, people don't understand this. They're erasing history. They're erasing history. So get back in them books. Get back in them books.
So my question is to you:
Mm-hmm.
what does it mean for you to stand in the power of you, who you've been created to be?
Oh, babe. Oh, that's crazy. Because can I really make this long winded? I'm gonna have to make it long winded,
Y'all
babe.
get ready for the he on topic, and then he gonna be off, and then he
Nah,
gonna come back
no,
because y'all know how it is. Y'all already know this. We on episode, well, I don't know what number we on, but y'all know how he is. So get ready.
so I didn't think you was gonna ask me this question. But I second guessed a good man for a very long time. All throughout college, I would say that. Lost a lot of good friends, young ages. Nothing, no street violence type of thing, just health things, and it made me second guess him because I'm like, if God really loves us as much as He does, why He keep taking away the good ones?
Mm.
So it made me, and this is just me. It made me second guess because it was like they still have so much more to do here,
But
but we don't know God's plan because they could have already fulfilled what God had for them at that time,
yeah,
and it was just time for them to come home. So I didn't realize that until I started helping out because when I first started second guessing, I wasn't with Trina, and as time goes and things like that, it helped me out. She helped me out, um, gaining that faith back into Him, And then so you asked me, your question was, repeat that one more time.
What does it mean for you to stand in the power of who you've been created to be?
So I made that point because where I stand now is I know exactly why God put me out here.
And
And again, this could just be my opinion on it, but how he has me moving, I think I might be okay with saying that my purpose is to continue doing what I'm doing, especially giving back to the youth, giving back to the community. I've been doing that for years. I don't look at it as a job. I look at it as I get to have fun and get paid for it because I really, really genuinely love what I do.
mm-hmm.
So I feel like that's my purpose, but at the same time, he gave me the gift of gab to really the information that I get, that I seek as I walk my journey, as I walk through my life, is to share that with others. And to that point is you can't control what somebody does with the information you give. All you can do is give that information. What that person does with the information, that's totally up to them. Your job, my job, is to only give that information. And that's what I'm going to continue to do. What that person does with that information, that's totally up to them. I can't force nothing on anyone. No one here can force anything on anybody. God didn't force it on you. He put you there. What you want to do with it, it's totally up to you. You have a choice
Mm-hmm.
to make. And what choices are you going to make?
That's good. Hey Tiff, hey beautiful.
Hello.
You making my chair go down. The
Mm-mm.
hydraulics is different. Okay, well that's good because I do know that about you. Like you are with your personality, you do bring people together. You inspire others to see something within them that they may not necessarily see or a different perspective on it. Um so how is that, does it come natural? Like is it a natural thing for you to walk in that um if how does it feel? Let me ask this question instead. How does it feel when you're delivering the information of what God has placed in you to give, and that person may not be as receptive to it?
So
Because I know that's not easy.
it's not. But again, as I tell my employees that I work with, you can't take it personal. So I tell them not to take things personal when someone comes to them and they yelling and screaming about something that may have happened in the commission. You don't own the commission, so in that case, don't take it personal what that person is. It's the issue is not with you; it's within the commission, which you have no control over. So, um, if this was what you say, maybe a year ago, I probably would have took this totally different if someone did not accept what I'm giving them. But where I am now is that I can't take it personal. And I try my best to instill that into people, into myself, into my children, into anybody that I really come in contact with,
Mm-hmm.
is that when we're going through day-to-day things, someone can come into your presence and kind of take you out of your great day that you're already having. And we can't allow that. One is because I have this saying: if you allow someone to change your day, change your perspective on something, or change something, then that person has a lot of power over you. Do we want someone to be able to take us out of our character? So if we're a happy-go-lucky person and they're coming with all this negative energy, now we're negative. That person has that much power over you.
Mm-hmm.
Don't give that type of energy. Don't let someone put that type of energy into you. So it's one of the things where I just honestly I do not take it personal. I will tell you, my job is not to change what you may believe in or changing what the way you're stepping. That's not my job. It's just to give the information. And at the end of the day, if you don't perceive the information on how you want to, then what can I say? It's just like a scripture. We'll take us just take any scripture, right? And you can have 10 people read it. you might get 10 different versions of that scripture, what that means to each and every person.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's kind of how I move with things, that I just don't take it personal anymore, man. I can't, I let that type of energy be out there for so long that it's gone. I'm done. So I just don't take it. I don't take it personal. Um, Whatever the topic is, you give them the information, they can go seek it. If they don't, that's on them.
Yeah.
It's not going to stop you from doing what you do.
Well, but sometimes I think too that you keep making my chair go down, sir. Just hold on, y'all.
Y'all, she gonna make me sit like this. I
I'm
used
gonna
to
just
have
get
an
another
armchair.
chair. But um I think sometimes too though is it allows us to be able to have a conversation, right?
Hmm.
Because you may be saying something, they may take it personal or may not necessarily understand the perspective, and so then it becomes a conversation. So then you can, both of you can kind of find the middle ground, kind of like what we talked about before, how like figuring out a way to communicate so that both of you feel heard, and things like that. But I know, taking it personal can be a hard thing, especially because like giving negative feedback, right? Like if you're the boss and you have to give an employee negative feedback, or your supervisor is giving you feedback, it's instinct to not take it personal, right? Because we all think, oh, I'm great, I did a great job. But when you have to kind of step back just a little bit
Hmm.
and say, okay, was there room for improvement in what I needed to do? And then I think you can then take it and not take it so personal, and like it then it becomes a more of a self-reflective moment. Oh, I
Yeah,
didn't think
yeah.
about that, Sid.
Um,
Oh, I gotta look at that.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Thanks, thanks. That's why I started
It
laughing.
may not even be worth it because this is like this is the first desk chair, so I got a whole nother one. But now that I'm over at this desk, so we'll see. But he gonna look into
Yeah, yeah. I was actually looking at that one. I don't know if that's the one that I got from a coworker.
it. So,
But yeah, back on topic. I'm sorry.
okay. I had another question and I forgot.
It's all right. That's what we here for. Um, so on that, I was gonna ask you a question too.
Okay.
But it kind of went away. But I'm gonna get it back. I'm gonna get it back. I'm trying to think on it real quick. Mm,
Okay. So here's
okay.
so this I can't this way. This it's out now, y'all. God told me to go ahead and push it out. If y'all don't have your copy, go to unbreakablememories.com and get it. But one of the reflections in here is dealing with, here's the affirmation for one for day 12, and it's every experience I have is perfect for my growth. And if you can understand that, right? That when no, Tiffany, it's good.
Hey, it's
It's
unscripted. This is what this
unscripted.
for.
It's unscripted. But when you can look at your life, look at your beautiful from that perspective, that everything that you go through is for your growth, right?
Hmm.
Then when those life is life and moments hit, when those moments of why am I going through this again, or like with the loss of your high school friends and things like that, if you can look at it from the perspective, okay, what I'm experiencing right now is an opportunity for me to learn something, right? Any mistakes that we make, any challenges, any no's that we may get, any door closes that we may get, there's a ultimate reason behind it, right? And I
Always.
know we always question, why God, why me, why, why woe was me. But if you can shift your perspective from God, what is it you need me to learn from this experience?
Hmm.
What
Hmm.
is it that I need to hear? What is it that I need to see? What is it that I need to feel? Then your outlook on what you're going through no longer feels right. It's now like, okay,
I can do
I can
this.
stand on this. I can do this.
Hmm.
And so that's what saying dealing with the power of I am is really all about. It's really just getting you to shift your perspective in that, yeah, we're all going to go through some trials. We're all going to go through some things, but it's how you stand in the midst of what you're going through versus it's taking me out.
Yep.
Like I give up.
Yeah.
So,
So, babe, I want to. It's along the lines, but these are the little things that I start to look at. I had a shirt when I was in high school. All y'all know, y'all remember Warner Brothers, WB. You know, they had the
Bugs Bunny and
Bugs
all that.
Bunny jacket. They had the Coyote Coyote. Like my nickname is Taz. So I got a shirt. I don't remember if someone bought me this shirt or if I went and purchased the shirt. But I had a shirt a long time ago. I wore the shirt so much that it was a black shirt that the collar around the ring started to turn brown.
No.
I'm serious. This is how much but you're not going to believe what the shirt said.
Okay.
And those that knew me from high school and beyond, y'all will see why this means so much to me. The shirt said, I think, therefore I am.
Mm.
And now you have this book that's along that same line. And I didn't have no idea what that meant when I had the shirt, but it made me think like, I love this shirt, but I had no idea of the meaning. But as an adult now, I kind of I could be wrong because it could be what my interpretation on what it means. It could mean something totally different to somebody else. But it's just to stop and think, take action. You know, and a lot of times when we're in that thinking stage, we might overthink it or we might underthink it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's one of the things where it's like, don't overthink it. Don't overthink what you think it means. Just do it.
Yeah.
Just do it. Because the outcome could be amazing and you have no idea.
So when you're as you're talking about the thoughts, it also brings out what you said before. To me, a thought is an energy,
Mm-hmm.
right? And when that thought crosses my mind, let's say it's a limiting belief, I've got a choice to make. Am I going to allow that thought to take me into a negative energy space? Or am I going to tell that thought that it's no longer valid and here's who I am, right? Standing in the power of I am, right? And saying that, no, I am confident, I am capable, I am worthy. Whatever you need to tell yourself to get out of that thought, that you're changing the impact or the force that that energy thought
Mm-hmm.
has on
Mm-hmm.
you. And so I think we all have those moments, right? When we question who we are, we question why we've been created. Like you even said at the beginning, but it's this we have a choice
Mm-hmm.
on how we get to respond. Are we going to react or are we going to respond? Right? Reacting is, hey, I'm going sink into depression, right? I'm going to be down and depressed and in tears because I don't feel like I'm capable. But then we can respond and say, but that's not who God created me to be. He created me capable. He created me worthy. He created me for this moment. Our response is different.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like when we have the thoughts, we have to think about, are we going to react or are we going to respond to it?
Hey.
It's the energy and change the energy of it. Like we don't have to sit in that woe is me moment where now we can say, well, wait a minute, why not me?
Right.
Why am I not equipped for this journey? Because trust and believe that everything that crosses your path, whether it was your decision or somebody else's, whatever crosses your path, it was intended to cross your path at that very moment for there to be some type of energy transference, whatever it is, some message, something that God is telling you that needs to be heard. But if we can't quiet the chaos and the noise within us,
Mm-hmm.
then we never
Mm-hmm.
get to hear that.
No.
Oh, I'm just missing all these
Yeah,
points.
no, that was great points, babe. So yeah, I used to work in the school too. And a lot of I don't think Trina's gonna know where I'm going with this. So in school, especially in English or reading, the teacher will always will give the kids sentence starters. You have your first sentence starter for tomorrow. When you wake up in the morning, this is what I need y'all to say. I am. And whatever you say after that. I am great. I am beautiful. You have your first sentence started right here. And it can't be nothing negative. We don't need no negative thoughts. 2024, we give it all positive everything. If you fill your head with negative thoughts, negative things will come out. Fill yourself, fill your surroundings with positive. Positive will attract. Uh, tell Nick this. He has a gravitational personality. I had to explain to him what that meant. It's the same thing with y'all. You when you bring in negative, negative will come in. But if you bring that positive, trust and believe me, you're gonna get positive. But guess what else is gonna come with it? The negative gonna come with it. And I'll tell y'all why. Because they want us to fail. But guess what? God don't want us to fail. That negative is ourselves. That's ourselves. That's all it is. It's ourselves that we hold ourselves back.
Yeah, I'm reading a devotional now. 40 day. It's a 40-day devotional, a prayer circle maker, I think is the name of it. And the lesson from yesterday, I know I'm a couple days behind, but hey, I'm still reading.
Hey,
Was that
going
was
on your own
dealing
time.
right? It was dealing with that. And are we going to allow our problems to be bigger than God?
Mm,
Or are we going to allow God to be bigger than our problems? And that's the
that's a shirt.
perspective we have to take. Right. Like that's the whole thing. Like think about it. Is your God bigger than what you're going through? Or are your problems bigger than what God? Or is bigger? Y'all know what I mean.
Hmm.
So um hold on, let me go back because I missed some comments. Thanks, Tiffany. It's in the mail, honey. She still has all hers. Yes, back it up with God. Hey Jay, hey beautiful. Hey Miss Faith, 2 times goals. Y'all just wait till y'all hear from this lady, this beautiful lady. When I'm telling y'all, this thing is
Yes.
about to change the smart goals thing. Like y'all gonna be
Yes.
throwing smart goals out the window.
I,
Um,
I like that too. It said that we have to speak the positive even if we don't yet believe it.
that's the
That,
whole. That's the key,
yeah,
right?
yeah, because we be in our own heads
Gotta
for
get out our
real.
heads.
We
Gotta
be
get
in
out
our
our
own
heads.
heads with that when we like, man, I can't do that. I can't do that. Yeah, you can.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
it's
you
like
can.
it's like when we think about our prayers, right? And we're praying to get through the problem, we're praying to get through it all. But if we can't see us on the other side of it, then we might as well stop praying, right? Because if we can't put our words and our faith walk with the visualization of that, then you're kind of like defeating yourself because it's kind of like
Yeah.
you're doubting it. So
Yep.
y'all start thinking, start believing in the power that you can create. Start believing in God and the thing that you want, the desires that you have. Because if you have that desire, He gave it to you for a reason. He's just waiting on you to fulfill it,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? But that means one, us having to have a hard conversation with fear. One, right? The
Yes.
first thing we have to have a conversation with, because fear will take us out if we let it. Jay and I, we were at uh, I don't know what I keep saying joyfulness experience with Vanessa Burns. And Pastor Anika was saying, when we have the fear, we have to breathe through it, right? Because and this is so there's a book called The Big Leap that I'm starting to read that Pastor Nika recommended too, and it talks about when we feel fear, right? Our natural instinct is to stop breathing, right? We pause and we
Hmm.
get,
Clam up.
yeah, we clam up. But he's saying, and what Pastor Anika looked, presented to us too, is when we feel the fear, when we have those moments of doubt, breathe through it, because that's going to be the thing that helps you get there. It's like, think about as a woman, right? When you're giving birth
Oh,
and they tell you, you got to
breathe.
breathe, like take the deep breaths, take them, because that helps center you, that helps calm you. And that's what we have to do when we feel fear, right? We have to take the power out of what we're feeling and allow that thing to keep on moving regardless. of what it feels like. Right. Tiff, breath is a superpower
Hey, hey,
because
breathe it,
breathe it,
live
because
it.
it's like it really does center you and ground you when you can take, just take a pause. It allows you to get back into that response position that we just talked about versus being reactive.
Okay, so look, let's ask this question because again, this is an unscripted, beautiful life, and we speaking of the challenges and everything. So, in the case of say, but just say, let's just take me and you for example,
Okay.
and we are having one of those moments. Is that a good time to breathe?
With a disagreement moment
No, no, just a moment, because you know how those sometimes we have our moments. Everybody has those moments.
where a
It's
conversation can get heated if we let it type of moment, or what
oh
kind of
no,
moment you
this
talking about?
just
Or in the moment.
no, no, just like a oh no, 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 well, yeah, oh yeah, breathe, right? Yeah, if you don't breathe in that moment, somebody gonna pass out. So,
Look,
but
you
no, no,
wearing off for
just
me.
just just I guess you could say in a heated moment.
Okay.
Is it is it that time to really sit back and go?
I think you have to, because if we can take Jay,
They
you
on it
ain't
too.
have to
They
go.
on it too. They on it too. They start to be foolish too,
Uh-huh.
huh?
When you can recenter, then it brings you back to the moment at hand. And that's trying to figure out, how are we going to resolve what we're saying? How am I going to be able to say what I'm trying to say in a way that you won't get defensive with,
Yes.
and vice versa. So I definitely think breathing um is important when we anything. So listen, when y'all in your office meetings and y'all at the your round tables, listen, y'all start breathing, because it may allow some of us not bring home the work with us. But like, seriously.
But it's funny because it made me think about this when she said control your breathing, right? It says I often remind clients, and can you spotlight that up there for everybody?
I sure can.
Thank you. So this right here, I coach youth soccer, and I coach youth basketball, I coach youth kickball. And when I see the kids, a lot of people don't know this. I learned this when I ran track when I was young, and it never ever slipped my mind. But it slips your mind on a day-to-day basis when you're struggling with something. But I tell my kids every day, when you're breathing heavy, take deep breaths in your nose, then out your mouth. In your
Hmm.
nose, out your mouth. That controls that breathing. But I never thought about that. So thank you, Miss Johnson, Miss J. Johnson, for that one, because I use that. I tell my kids to control their breathing when they're out there on the soccer field to get in more oxygen through the nose, because I found this out as well. It might be just some food for thought, that we have our nose is a filter. So when we breathe in, you have the nose hairs and all of that to breathe in that good clean air than if you was to breathe out your mouth, in and out your mouth. Your mouth gets dry. All those things happen. Then you start to panic even more because now
Hmm.
your mouth dry, you're thirsty, but your mouth don't get dry when you breathe in your nose and out, like deep breath in your nose and out. Like I've watched my kids do this and it helped them out so much. But I didn't even do this for myself, like on my everyday life when things could have got a little frustrated with me at the job or frustrated with the kids at home. I never thought to use my own words to help me with that.
We always like that. Like, it's easy to get somebody else's advice, but do we take our own
Oh, do you
advice?
take your own advice? That's so crazy. And I hope, because I got a nurse on the line, so I hope that when I say my filter on my nose, that I was correct with
See,
that.
Tiffany said all facts, Dr. Dre. Now, I don't know about the breathe. I thought it's better to breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. So,
That's what I
Tiffany,
said. In your nose, out your mouth.
oh no,
Yeah, in
I
your
heard
nose.
differently.
Yeah, in your nose, and then out your mouth.
Okay.
Instead of going,
Yeah,
dogs breathe and pant like that. I couldn't tell you why because I didn't research that, but I definitely did see in that our nose are filters and it helps filter out because there's so many impurities in the air as we breathe them. And if we're breathing heavy breathing in and out of the mouth, all you're doing is putting them impurities into your system. So breathe through that nose.
That's good.
Yeah. Breathe through that
That's
nose.
good.
And then if your breath stink, cover your mouth. All right. Don't be hot mouth breathing. Yes.
Tiffany said the
Yeah.
different ways to
And then
breathe.
I heard of with singers and things like that, there's diaphragm breathing and all types of stuff, but I don't know too much about that. I just read about the little filter thing, and it really helped me with the kids because I I would see them like this. I'm like, listen, we ain't got no puppies in here, y'all. We need to control this breathing,
Hmm.
but we could control our breathing. We can control everything. Yeah, the people know this. We only probably use 10% of our brain. Research it. Research it. Breathe.
Yeah, Tiffany said that there are different ways of, and I definitely know about the different ways because I've been on a couple, meditation calls, and it's like, okay, breathe in, hold,
What they tell us when we did
the
that
counts.
fraternity, or not fraternity, what was that that life cycle class we took, babe, when we had Ariana? They was
Oh yeah,
teaching me
yeah,
how to
yeah,
breathe too.
yeah. So you would be all on the floor.
They teaching me how to breathe.
But yeah, so you gotta find what works for you. Like some is 1 to 1, some is a one and a 1 2 hold, or 1 2 3 4, whatever it is. So stop cutting. Oh, people really do that? Oh,
Cutting our ears.
cutting the ear, nose hairs.
Oh, I
Oh.
don't cut my nose hair unless they start to hang out my nose. But other than that, I want them Jones in there because I know what they're for. If it start connecting right here, we gonna shave that down. Yeah, and then if your ear hair, like the ear that's hair that's in your ear, if it start to come out, you got to have to go get that waxed. All right, but don't wax the inside.
That would have to hurt.
Hey, hey, all right. You know
I
what?
don't know about that,
I just
but I
seen
don't
it.
know
I
about
just
his and my ears.
yes,
But
cut the fingers.
okay. Yes,
Yeah,
cut the hangers
cut them
too.
off. Cut them off. Yeah, because it just don't look good. But it's this is good because breathing, we can't live with it, can't live without it, right? So we need to breathe.
Yeah.
Every situation calls for breathing. Every situation. So controlling our breathing in tough situations. And do this. Find out the different techniques on breathing because the different techniques may help you in different situations. There could be, just throwing names out there. Diaphragm breathing could help you with one thing, and mouth breathing can help you with another thing. So research the breathing and see what the different breathing techniques are, how many different ones they are, and what how they could help us. Because I mean, honestly, I didn't ever even think about that for myself as far as on day-to-day basis of controlling our breathing and those type of things. So I appreciate that. That's really, that's going to help out. Anybody else got
Me
something?
talking about airhead still.
Yeah, you gotta leave the inner hair there. It's what God didn't create us to have this stuff to cut it off. We need to have it for some reason. So, what you think?
About the airheads?
No. About about the breathing.
I already know that power. Like it really is centering and calming. Like expect, like think about if you're experiencing pain. I just think about childbirth again, and like having to really center and things like that. So do whatever works for you to center. Some people it's music,
Yeah,
some people it's
yeah.
dancing.
But even with all that, you still gotta breathe.
Yeah, breath is very important.
Still gotta breathe.
So
So that mouth breathing, it it hurts because your lips get chapped, your mouth get draggy, that nasty taste in the mouth. It's a reason for all that. It's a reason for, because we ain't supposed to be doing it. So in that nose, out that mouth, and it would make a tremendous difference because I seen it with the
so
kids.
you know what? I think why breathing in through the nose and out with the mouth, um, it
With her.
reminds me of the ocean.
What, breathing in your nose, out your
Like
mouth,
right, but and
like a
just
wave.
like a wave, because when I'm at, y'all know I love water, but when I'm standing at the edge of it, as the wave comes in, right, it's like it's giving me energy, it's giving me life. As the waves go out, it's taking away my worries, it's taking away my fears, it's taking away everything what that I no longer have. Like
I
each
see you.
wave that comes in, I'm adding new life to
I
my
see you.
beautiful. As it goes out, I'm releasing it all, and that's what that breath reminds me of. It's like in through my nose, right? I'm
Is
bringing
that
in
earth
life.
breathing?
It's that. Huh?
Is that earth breathing? The waves?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
it
is.
is.
And then the same thing with it going out. You're releasing all the worry. So that's how I think
Wow.
about the ocean and the
Man,
breathing.
I don't think everybody heard you, babe. I don't think they heard you on that one. I'm
Don't have
trying
to
to
catch
tell
the
you,
replay because I don't remember now.
man. And see, just something that simple that I'm gonna repeat it because that hit me. Said every time that the wave come in, she's just accepting everything that God has for her. And then as that wave goes back out and she does that deep breathe out, she's letting all them worries go. Letting them worries go. Man, that's great. I'm telling you, man. Solid.
Thank you.
that was
Thank you. Thank
that
you.
was it. You just got two today for real. I'm a presence later.
There you go. There you go.
But no. And then that adding aromatherapy.
Yep. Definitely adding aromatherapy, because I mean, just there's different scents for anything. Like if you want to
Mm-hmm.
lighten your mood in the mornings, lemon, citrus. If you want to calm yourself in the evening, lavender is really good. So yeah, adding aromatherapy is definitely a good not breathing.
Hey, however you gotta do it, try it. And it don't have to be something that you do every day because they probably have, I don't know what they call it, but they may have breathing therapy.
I'm
Might
sure
be.
they do, because I know I was just about to say, when I know Nicholas is having one of his moments of not anger, just when a frustration, right? I'm changing what that
Changing that
looks,
narrative.
changing the narrative.
Mm-hmm.
He definitely has is saying, he'll say, I'm just taking some deep breaths, and I can hear, like when he's on his session with his therapist, that she's also encouraging him to breathe through it, because it's recentering you back to, kind of like pulling you back to
Yeah.
reality, and in the moment right now, so that you're not so focused on what
Yep. Whatever it
you're
was.
feeling, right? So you're dealing with it. Dang, I missed
See
that class, Jay. I have to go back to figure out. She said,
what SPC stands
"Oh,
for?
that was
See
this."
Pleasant Crew.
No,
Oh,
no, the sweatpants and chill retreat that we went to.
that used to be all in my middle school.
Maybe
SPC
that's
everywhere.
something I need to add to the
What, breathing? Or
the we ain't going to spell that yet.
no. We
Yeah,
can't. We
yeah.
can't. But yeah, we talk about that offline.
Okay, but yeah,
Uh, but yeah. So trying to think of some other things that could be. So again, is one of the things. This might work for us, but it may not work for you. So you have to see what works for you. The heavy breathing in your nose, out your mouth. I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try it. Because to be honest, I haven't tried it because of I just tell everybody else to do it. But I haven't really tried it for myself. Even with Nick, I see it and I watch him and then I'm like, "What you doing?" He like, I'm just trying to control myself. I'm just trying to control myself. I'm like, all right, go ahead. And I kind of let him be. But I had to learn that because of my upbringings. When your parents spoke to you, you answer back, and I know that with me allowing him to get his burns together, he's gonna come back and talk to me about whatever because that's just how he is. Um, but I give him that time. I allow him to come back to me on his time. A couple months ago, I wasn't on that, but we're gonna handle this. And we're gonna handle this right now. but I tend to see that that works better for him, and that's what I had to do as a dad is just to pull it back a little bit. You know, it's better for me to pull it back, allow him to work these things out for himself, and then we could talk about it. Because if I'm out there, if I'm standing in front of him trying to work it out for him, he's never going to figure that out on his own. So I allow him now to work things out on his own, and then pull it back, and then we could talk about it. So
Mhm.
yeah, it's all of this is not just helping me in my marriage. It's helping me out with my kids. It's helping me out with my older brothers and my little brother. It's helping me out with my friends. It's even helping me out at work. As far as it's not taking things so personal or quick to just jump and take action like immediately when that could initially could turn into to chaos.
Mhm.
And so it's helping out tremendously. It's helping out. Yeah, it's different. That gentle parenting be different.
I was gonna say, Jay, I think, and even Tiffany too. I think, we had to shift some things, right? Because more so, we talked about this before about, all male household pretty much. There was a lot of energy, and
Anger.
a-
Don't say. Just be honest.
okay, anger.
Yeah.
But it's okay. And
Always say negative energy.
yes. And we realized, right, that times are different that our kids are going through than when we were growing up. Like there's more influences that they have. And so we had to figure out, listen, all this yelling at the kids, doing spankings, like it's not working. Like we have to find a different way of parenting them so that they understand. Like I don't want my children um feeling as if they don't matter, right? And I say that because if we're yelling at them, if we're disciplining them just to get our point across, right? Like giving them just all the loudness, they shut down. And when you shut down, just think about what you felt as an adult. Like I'm trying to change what I felt, not necessarily saying that that's how it was, but y'all know what I mean. Like I don't want, I still want them to feel as if, listen, you got to still respect the rules of the house, but I'm going to also make sure that
Value
you
your
understand
opinion.
and value your opinion. So whenever we're going through something, I might ask you to do it. Okay, do it because you need to clean up after yourself or do that. But if it's, let's have a discussion, right? Because then if I can hear your perspective and you can hear mine, then we go a lot further. Like Nicholas gives us a run for our money, I think. But but that's because I think he is just trying to figure out his place in the world.
Man,
And
that's his makeup.
that's how he is. And
Yeah.
so just getting him a different perspective. Like we had a conversation. I wanted him to ride with me somewhere. And he was like, well, why I gotta go? I don't need to look at it. And I was just like, but no, you do, because I value, what you think. I
Right.
want you to tell me what you think about this place. And so getting him to hear that, he was like, oh, okay. Like just it kind of like it
He
just
felt like he had some
puts
power.
right. It makes him hear from me that, hey, I value you, I value your opinion, and this is what we need to do. Now listen, there are, don't get us wrong, there are times when you got to definitely pull rank as a parent and be like, listen, because I said so, right? Y'all all know that mommy and daddy tone that you get with your kids. There's going to be moments when you have to do that, but
It don't have to be all the
it
time.
don't have to be all the time. It really doesn't. There's a time and a season for that, when sometimes if we can just back up just a little bit, right, and tank it out. It's kind of like, I hate that saying that says I match energy, because
I used to say that.
if you have one angry person and then you're getting angry, what are we really accomplishing when we are like that? right?
Nothing.
Nothing at all. But if one can say, okay, you know what? I'm gonna let you have your moment. I'm gonna back up for a second, and you take the deep breaths. You do what you need to do. The other person gonna be like, their energy now shifts because one they're looking at you crazy, like, why you over here breathing while we having a argument? Like they're gonna stop in their tracks, and
Yeah.
that's how we have to look at it. Like, let's change that saying of saying I'm a match energy. Wow, energy is everything. Am I going to be in a negative space with you, or am I going to continue to be the positive person that I am no matter what? Like, am I going to allow you to take my power away because you're angry?
Mhm.
Like, we got to change that narrative.
Yeah, I used to say that to Nick all the time. Boy, I'm a max your energy. That wasn't working. That didn't work at all because it was just two Rottweilers staring at each other.
Not Rottweilers.
Look, it was a big Rottweiler and a puppy Rottweiler. The puppy Rottweiler, like, I want the dog food first. Nah, nah. So, but that's just the growth, because I could have continued doing this and
Yeah.
just destroying my son from the inside out. I but now let's talk about Ariana. Let's talk about Ariana. Let's talk about Kayla. Kayla, I'm building that relationship back slowly but surely, and it's gonna get there because God said it will, and I know it will because I'm standing with my man. I yelled and screamed a lot with her, and I don't think she felt as though she had a voice, an opinion. I'm so glad that she met a guy that she really likes. He really likes her, and he doesn't yell and scream at her. But I had to realize that with girls, to discipline them, if I'm yelling and screaming at them, and that's the only way they're gonna move, they're gonna expect that from their boyfriend. They're gonna expect that
Mhm.
from their husband. And I'm like, that's not what I want my kids to go through. I want them to see, because again, kids nowadays, they don't do what you say, they do what they see.
Mhm.
So I could tell them until I'm blue on their face that no man should talk to you like this. But if I'm talking to my daughter that way, that's what she's gonna expect.
Yep.
So I had to change my thinkings in that as well. And had to show Nick that that's not how you treat a lady. We don't have to yell and scream at him. She don't have to yell and scream at me for us to get our point across. We don't have to put our hands on each other to get our points across. So I honestly had to shift my way of thinking of disciplining because it was affecting them in the long run. Um, as we all know, we all on here. They it's a vicious cycle that a lot of black men go through. Um, and you have to be that man to stand on it and say that it stops with me. I don't knock what how our parents raised us. There's no book in parenting, and if
Mhm.
there is a book in parenting, doesn't mean that it's going to work for your child.
Right.
No, doesn't mean it's going to work for you and your household. No, because you can't discipline. If you got 3 kids, you got 2 kids, you can't discipline all 3 kids the same way,
Right.
because guess what? They all three different people,
Absolutely.
so they all have different personalities. So
Okay.
if I'm disciplining Nick one way and then I'm turning around disciplining Ari one way, another way, so I'm spanking Nick and I ain't spanking Ariana, like, so it just comes with that we have to really be able to see that we are affecting the children in a negative way with a lot of screaming. And I can't say that's y'all. I can say that's me because that's what I seen, I felt it, and then after I'm done, I'm sitting there crying because I'm like, that didn't help. That didn't help. I don't know if that helped,
Yeah.
but yeah. So I think therefore I am. And what's your book, man? Come on, get that book. Get that book. Put it up there.
You don't know what it is.
I know. I know.
The power of I am.
I
I'm
wish
out
she
to
would have
tell you.
used me on that picture though.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. That's your version. But like Tiff said, no two children had the same temperament. Exactly
No.
right. Like nobody, and it's like even twins, like they have the same, but they're still gonna be different. Like you gonna still see two different personalities, and you have to figure out what's gonna work for each child.
Yep. Yep.
It's gonna be different. So
Every child gonna be different. Every encounter in your life gonna be different. Every person that you talk to gonna be different. If you gotta manage anybody, every person that you manage gonna be different. And even if you got one person you manage, guess what? That one person gonna have 10 different personalities. So it's gonna be 10 different people every day.
no, listen, my shit just keep going down and down.
You're on a roller coaster
Listen,
ride.
you gonna have to give me another chair. Fix this one. All right.
Yeah.
Yes, Tiff. I think therefore I am. Exactly.
So y'all have y'all sentence starters. Y'all have your sentence starters. I'm not telling y'all to do this, but I'm telling you to do this. Wake up every morning, just say I am and give one positive affirmation and then walk out the door.
Yeah.
And then when you get home, give you one more before you lay down. I am, lay
Yeah.
down, boom.
Start your day with the I am statements, because just whatever random one that comes first thought to
First thing.
mind, because you're gonna have to say it throughout the day.
See?
Like Tiffany saying, I'm hungry. Listen, I'm hungry
Go
too.
feed that hunger.
But so because it is, if you come out and say I am capable and worthy, when you get to work and you let's say you make a mistake and you realize, oh, I should have did that. Keep saying that.
Yep.
I am capable, I am worthy. Allow it to put you back into that present moment of who you have been created to be, right? The power that you have to create who you are, because he's giving you, right, that power. It will change everything. Like, go really think about the I am statements. Like Nikki, she does human design, and she really shared with me and opened my eyes up about the I am statements. Like, you can't just say it, right? It starts, the I am start out with a thought. The thought comes out of your mouth, but then you also have to feel it.
Yeah.
Because if
Yeah.
you don't feel the I am statement, then it's just like, well, what you saying the I am statement
You
for? And
just
so
saying
that was like
empty
eye opener
promises.
for me. Like, okay, I have the thought of I am. I'm speaking the thought of I am. I also have to feel the thought of I am
And walk I
and
am.
walk it. Like when you going, I'm capable and worthy. Like your strut is different.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm. And when you get to that point, I have a saying: can't nobody rain on your parade. Can't nobody. Trust me, man.
can't
I love it.
nobody.
I love
Not
where
me
I am now,
better.
because it's been some times where I was like, oh yeah, y'all really out here trying to snow on my parade, and it's January. It ain't January. We in June, and you trying to snow on my parade? Yeah, not today. You can't. Not today. So I am. I want to hear everybody say it with me. 1, 2, 3. I am.
I am what? Whatever your what is.
Yep.
That's what you're
Yep. We
saying.
just starting out where I am.
Oh, okay.
That's it. Because
That's it.
tomorrow when y'all get up, and actually if you want to, you can start tonight. Because Tiffany already started. I am hungry. Go feed that hunger, Tiff. Because it could make us angry when we hangry, So yes. Yes. I love it. I love it, y'all. So walk in it. Feel it. Live it. Be it.
I'm saying now, accept it, allow it, receive it.
There you go. Those 3 things for you. So,
Accept, allow, receive.
yep. So thanks again, babe, for another wonderful session.
Thank y'all for joining this. She's saying up soup. What kind of soup?
I'm about to say what kind of soup. You can't just say
It's
soup.
cold out.
We need
Soup
some
is
details
perfect.
with
Yeah.
that.
We need
You
some
got some.
details.
What you got? Some beef stew soup? Oh, that ain't the name of the soup, Tiff. No, send me some of
I'll
that.
challenge you, text it to you.
Send me some of that, Tiff. But yeah, no.
Veggie soup.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
That sounds good. I need that recipe.
Yeah, and listen, send it to me. Send it to Trina, because she on her veggie right now. I made some veggie dirty rice the other day. It was pretty cool. So let's do it, y'all. I am.
I am.
All right, y'all. Have a great night, great morning, great weekend.
Until next time, thank y'all for joining us for an unscripted, beautiful life. Y'all have a good one.